Chelsea 2, LA Galaxy 0, and Chelsea win their first game of the Club World Cup. We're going to talk about good, we're going to talk about the bad, and we're going to talk about the downright ugly. But before we get to that, we need to talk about the breaking news. Chelsea inquire about Malik Fofana. There's updates on Kendry Paez's situation. It's getting a little bit messy and sticky and complicated. And Joao Felix's exit from Chelsea is basically confirmed as the Benfica manager has decided to put his 2 cents in. The way today's videos will go, we'll talk about the video, the news, and then I'm going to break it down. The good from today's game, the bad, and the downright ugly. But before we get started, do me a massive favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. Alright, so the breaking news today was that Malik Fofana and Chelsea are in contact. Chelsea have reached out to Lyon and have asked about the young 20 or 19-year-old Belgian international from Lyon. And what do I know about him? Yo, this guy's cold. Listen, you know me, right? When I don't know something about a player, I openly come out and I say, listen, I don't know anything about him. These are the facts, we're linked. However, this is coming from L'Equipe. L'Equipe are very reliable when it comes to Lyon and especially just French football in general. You know, Fabrice Hawkins, Santi, at L'Equipe, they know what's going on. It's never nonsense. And when it comes out, 9 out of 10 times, it's credible. So this can go down 2 ways. Number one, Maresca's already confirmed we are getting the left wing. Basically said, for sure, we're getting the left wing. For sure. But this is where we have a decision to make. Do you want Gitten, who in my opinion has been longer at the top level, to come in, and he's going to most probably cost around about 50 million euros, or do you want Malik Fofana, who's been linked for 50 million euros as well? Most probably we can get that price down because Lyon have got financial difficulties, so it's a difficult one to check. Forget the money. We're not accountants. None of us should care about the money, because the reason I say that is, regardless, they're going to get a left winger that we're not happy with. I want Leao. I'm not going to get Leao. I want somebody like a Rodrigo. I'm not going to get him. But if you're going to get me a youngster, let me know something about him and let me talk about it. From what I've seen of Gittins in the research that I've done, great ball strike. And the ball striking is imperative, right? He's very, very direct, wants to take shots off, and most probably in the long run, he's going to score a lot of goals. Malik Fofana, though, I've watched this game a lot more. I know he's a tremendous ball carrier. It's fun to watch. He's on the eye, very pleasing. I worry about the ball striking. I do worry about the ball striking, but the one thing I don't worry about is the physicality. Look, the translation from the French league to the Premier League is better than the translation from any league. No one can convince me otherwise. You can buy a player from Spain, Italy, Germany, or the French league. French league wins 9 out of 10 times. It's something different in that French league. It's very like reflective of what the Premier League game is, but the Premier League games is like on steroids. It's a little bit stronger. So for me, we have got a good shortlist here. I'm not super keen on Gittins. You all know my opinion. I don't want Garnacho. I'm not even going to entertain it. I'll be fuming. My head will be gone. Malik Fofana, I like. I really do. I'm not saying he's good enough to come in and start. He's a prospect. And what I like about him is he can play both sides. He can play on the right, he can play on the left. He uses both feet well. He's a very good ability to get out tight areas, but at the same time, hold off like defenders. That's something that will have to translate. For me, that's the one I'm leaning on. But it's too early. But now let's get into Kendry Paez and the Joao Felix news. Alright, let's start with the Kendry Paez situation. So Kendry Paez was not taken to the Club World Cup initially. He was not registered in the squad. Chelsea believed, let him have some time off. He can go on loan to Strasbourg, develop. Then, all of a sudden, we get a couple briefs saying his camp is unhappy. The player is unhappy, they're furious, and within a few days, there's a U-turn, he's back on a plane, and he's going all the way to the Club World Cup. However, he's not registered and he's just training with the team. So, what has happened since then? Well, now an article's coming out from the Daily Mail and it's saying Kendry Paez basically wants to stay at Chelsea. He wants to be in and around the squad, he wants to learn and he wants to get fringe minutes and get a nice integration that way. He's not very keen on the loan to Strasbourg. And for me, this is super interesting because this is exactly what happened with Andre Santos. So, when Andre Santos first joined from Vasco da Gama, Andre Santos did not want to go on loan. Andre Santos was super annoyed at the fact of going to Strasbourg. Then they finally decided, okay, he can go to a Premier League siding, Nottingham Forest. It didn't work out. He wasted 6 months. Got a loan to Strasbourg. Nothing was the same since then. 18 months to Strasbourg. Now he's ready to come into Chelsea and compete for a starting place. So the question has to be, what do you do in this situation? Because Kendry Paez has made it very explicit. He wants to stay at Chelsea. For me, it doesn't matter what he wants. And I mean this in the utmost respect. He needs to understand he doesn't know what's best for him in this situation. The club does. The club has invested £15 million into Kendry Paez. They paid £15 million when he was 16 or 15 years old. They know how good he is. They know what they have on their hands, and they also know he could potentially become 80, 90 million pound player. So they're going to be super keen on developing him to the point where he moves on to the right place. For me, it's a very simple solution. He needs to be shown the Andre Santos pathway. Get Andre to sit down with him if needed. Andre needs to sit down and explain to him, look, go there, slap it, absolutely smash it beyond compare. Then they have to bring you back. Because for me, it only makes sense. What is he going to play behind Cole Palmer? 1 or 2 Carling Cup games, 1 or 2 FA Cup games, and then what? Bench minutes here and there? You're not going to get those bench minutes because Chelsea have got so many midfielders. If Carney Chukwuemeka couldn't get in, I highly doubt Kendry Paez will. And the other thing is, according to Blueco Extra, this is a account basically, it's an ITK. It's a Strasbourg fan at this point. It's a very good account. It keeps you up to date with Strasbourg and Chelsea and all the relations, but he primarily supports Strasbourg. He's saying, his sources are saying Chelsea and Strasbourg are trying to get Petrovic back on a permanent to Strasbourg. I don't think Petrovic does this. This is one to watch. Let me know your thoughts. Next story. Alright, so Joao Felix was at the first opening game of the Club World Cup. Man wasn't there as a footballer, he was there as a fan. He basically had a ticket, he was there, he was watching Inter Miami versus Al Ahly, and he was literally observed. But since then, Bruno Lage, for those of you that don't know who he is, you do know because he used to be the manager of Wolves, openly spoke about this. He said, look, Joao Felix to Benfica is a real thing. Joao has communicated he wants to come to the club. Joao is super interested in coming to the club. We want Joao. It's about sitting down and making this financially work. There needs to be a number that works with Chelsea and us, and we can make this work. This is such a shame. And I'm going to tell you this. I want Joao to go back to the Portuguese league. And I want Joao to smash it because I know he will. I think he's a brilliant player. I think Joao Felix gets an unfair bar set for him. And the bar is, at one point in time, you were a Ballon d'Or candidate, potentially, right? As in, everyone thought he was going to be a Ballon d'Or candidate one day. Yet, he never reached that level. And now he still gets judged on that level. And for me, that's just not fair. He's never going to be that level. That ship has come and gone. What is going to happen is he will be a very good player at a team. He needs to be given minutes and he will get exactly what you man love, GNA. He will get it because he puts high volumes of shots. He tries difficult things and he's willing to take risks. But people don't like that. And I noticed that the other day, I was talking to somebody on Twitter and he said, oh, Leao had a bad game. I was like, bro, how did Leao have a bad game? Leao got the ball, he ran at players, he tried to make chances. He gave it away 5 times. I'm sorry, what do you mean he gave it away 5 times? In reality, right, if you gave it away 5 times, he's in a position that he's meant to take risks in. If you don't take risks as a forward, what are you? You're not a forward. You're basically a midfielder that just keeps the ball ticking over. Your job is to take risks. Your job is to thread the pass through. Your job is to take a shot from when it's not on, to catch the keeper out. People don't want to see that. So for me, personally, if I was in charge, what I would be doing is I'm getting one winger. I'm going with Joao Felix, Cole Palmer, Neto, Estevao, and the new winger. So have Cole Palmer and Felix for the 10. One of them fights for the left hand side and Joao Felix. You bet a brand new left winger, Noni, Neto, and Estevao. That's it. Unless you can move Noni or Neto if you want to, so be it. But I don't see the point in spending £80 million on a Kudos or an £80 million on a Rodgers. I'm telling you right now, I don't even think Morgan Rodgers is better than Joao Felix. I don't. I'm going to put my hand on my heart and say that. I think Kudos maybe is better than him. I think you can argue Kudos has shown enough. Rodgers ain't shown shit to be better than Joao Felix. And it's just hype. I mean, it's because he's Cole Palmer's friend, and it's because it's the trendy thing. You man don't watch Villa, so it's, oh my god, he's so sick. The minute he joins us, people are going to be cooking him the way they cook Joao. So it is what it is. Now, get back to the enjoy the match review. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Let's get it started. So now that you got the starter and the main course out the way, let's get into the dessert. Let's break this game down. Look, the reality is, I can't be too angry about today's game. Today's game was a very interesting game. It was basically one after the season ended. A lot of players had lack of energy. We knew we didn't have to go too far in advance about our level that we were at. and they just got the job done. A little bit of a shaky moment at the end of the second half, you know, when it was still 1-0, they had that triple chance, and then we went down the other end and punished them. But how did the first goal come? I think Jackson was good in the first half. You know, one thing we've been saying religiously here on this channel, Jackson needs competition. Jackson needs competition. Whilst having regular game time is important, making sure that you are definitely challenged in life is imperative for any successful venture, whether it's your studies, whether it's work, whether it's professional football, whether it's basketball on a weekend. You need to be challenged. If you're complacent, you're not going to improve. And you know what? Jackson today, I felt he was a little bit better than he has been in recent weeks. Because why? He knows the lap's coming. And his assist straight away, through ball in behind, good link-up play a few times before that. Neto goes through, Neto chops the defender, comes in, beautiful finish. Genuinely, he hit that ball like it owed him money. And Chelsea went 1-0 in front. I wouldn't say Chelsea deserved it. I wouldn't say Chelsea were clinical. Actually, Chelsea were clinical. In that first half, we didn't create much. Like, we were creating overloads, but we weren't tested, nor were we, like, just so impenetrative that you're like, oh, the goal's coming. The goal came because it came. But who cares? It's about getting the victory, it's about securing the money, and it's about getting into the latter stages to become world champions. The other thing I want to talk about today, and I want to praise, Robert Sanchez. Listen, I am very critical of Robert Sanchez. I am. And a lot of people say, Alex, you're too harsh on him. I might be. But the reason is, Sanchez has done this to himself. Sanchez has caused so many mistakes now that I can't oversee it. You have scarred me too many times. Every time I look at my arm, I'm like, hey, this is where you hurt me. Hey, this is where you hurt me. Hey, I remember when Sanchez did this. There's so many things that I remember from Sanchez that his positives are really struggling to outweigh him. But today, another good game, and I'm going to praise him. They were at 1-0, Sanchez made a few great saves. One with his feet in the second half, one in the first half, then there was another one. I think he made 3 or 4 good saves in this game, you know. They're not great, like, oh my God, they're phenomenal saves, you're keeping us in it. They're just secure, and his shot stopping is something that you can actually praise him on. Overall, the Delap introduction was the other thing that stood out to me. And the Delap introduction stood out to me, why? Because a few times Delap ran in behind. And when he ran in behind, he got his head down, he went into the byline, and he cut it across. In another situation, in my opinion, at Ipswich, he slaps that ball. And he tests the keeper, wins a corner, everyone's like, oh, hurrah. Here, he done the high IQ play. He made sure he went and got a higher XG chance. Enzo was crashing the box, didn't get the goal on that occasion, we won a corner. Delap done the right thing. Then what happened? Palmer gets the ball, threads it through to Delap once again. Delap puts in a beautiful ball, Enzo's there, got in touch with his knee, boom, slot, Chelsea 2-0, game over. Genuinely, Delap done really well, Enzo crashes the box, and Chelsea won the game. A lot of people are going to praise Pedro Neto. I thought Pedro Neto worked hard. I thought he was clutch. But other than that, there's not much to praise from today's performance. I don't think it was a good performance from Chelsea. From a bad standpoint, and this is me being really honest with you, we need better off the bench on the wings. We do. Tyreek George, as much as I like him, as much as his goal at Fulham will always be in our memories, as much as Tyreek George will be one of our own, he's not good enough for where we want to go to. We need an upgrade on Tyreek George. We genuinely do. I look at him, he came off the bench, and I'm like, yo, the other day, Barcola's coming off the bench for PSG. They've got Rodrigo at Madrid coming off. Barcelona getting Williams. Like, I'm here looking at it, and I'm like, yo, is Trossard better than Tyreek George? And when you start asking yourself questions like that, it's a little bit of a worrying spot. We need to improve there. And I'm not even just highlighting him because he's the issue. And the other thing, we don't kill games. Palmer missed a big sitter. There were multiple opportunities. Neto hit the crossbar. We've got 5 on 3s and we're not scoring. Like, we need to be better in the final third. And then we need to get into the ugly, right? We have Cucurella is the only left back we have. When he went down, my heart was like, it was beating through my chest. Genuinely, I thought it was going to come out. I was panicking. When I saw Caicedo come out, I was like, yo, go on the floor. I was like, yo, at least 1 is the preseason coming up. And 2, we've got cover there. You know what I mean? So it's fine, but please don't get hurt. Like, for the rest of these games, I'm going to be panicking about them getting hurt. And the reality is, the other thing I'm going to rant about a little bit, and a lot of people aren't going to like this. I'm really annoyed that Santos didn't get an opportunity to play. Santos didn't get an opportunity to play, and for me that is a lot alarming. It's worrying. I don't like it, and the reason I don't like it is because he needs to be shown a pathway. Andre Santos needs to be shown a pathway. If you don't show him a pathway, he will leave. In my opinion, he is good enough to play for Chelsea Football Club. He is as good as Enzo, as good as Caicedo, as good as Romeo Lavia. He needs to be given an opportunity. Do not take him for granted, because he will leave. Bayern, PSG and other clubs want him. Please do not take him for granted. But I'm not going to be too negative. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. And in the comments below, let me know, did you like the way I combined the two videos today?